Liverpool season took another major blow. They lost 3-2 to Brentford on Saturday night. That's now 4 straight league defeats, matching their entire tally from last season. 5 defeats in 6 in all competitions. But before we get into Liverpool, let's give Keith Andrews and Brentford the respect that they deserve. They thoroughly deserved it, didn't they?
Well, they've been a very, very good side so far in the Premier League. They've lost their biggest players. They've lost, Mbuemo's gone, of course, and the likes of Norgard joined Arsenal. And they look like a brand new side. They look like they're fresh, they're eager, and they're playing for their manager. This is Keith Andrews, very top level footballer on his day, but he's got no managerial pedigree. And the fact that Brentford hired him within the club is a massive ringing endorsement for who he is.
Yeah, the way that they do it. Do you know where I have to? Well, firstly, I have to hold my hands up. I said Brentford would be relegated. I didn't think they had a chance. But where I let myself down is we know the model at Brentford, we know the ownership, we know the structure, we know how clever they are. And we should have therefore just given them the benefit of the doubt. Like, the way I looked at it was, they lost their 2 top goal scorers from last season. Visser and Mbuemo move. They lose their captain from last season. He went to Arsenal. They lose their manager. I was like, that's basically insurmountable for anyone. Nobody can do that. If you took Chelsea's 2 top goal scorers out, the captain out, and the manager out, I'd be in trouble. Any club. So I thought that they would be. I thought they'd be all over the place. But Keith Andrews has got it right. He's worked out a system. He's worked out a way to win games. And I mean, the kindest thing, and it's completely accurate, but the most accurate and kind thing that you can say about Brentford is they totally deserved it. It wasn't when a team like Brentford beat Liverpool, in my head, I immediately go, smash and grab.
Yeah, of course.
And it
Parking
wasn't.
the bus.
It wasn't a smash and grab.
They were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. They had so much intensity in the midfield. Jordan Henderson looks like he's 25, not 35 years old. And their new signing, Utara, scored obviously early in the game, a direct throw-in. You have to talk about Liverpool because they're playing into Brentford's hands. This is a Liverpool side that know exactly what's going to happen. The set-piece coach for Brentford last season was Keith Andrews. And they're conceding throw-ins, they're conceding corners, they're conceding free kicks. And Liverpool didn't adapt to what happened in the game.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it, Rory. This is a top-level manager, apparently, on a slot, and he's playing basically the same system every single week. If people get injured, then he sort of rotates those players, and that's it. Yeah. I don't get what's happening.
I can't quite believe it. I can't understand how Liverpool have got themselves into a situation like this. Like, it's time that we focus on them, right? Before we ridicule and enjoy, what on earth is going on in a non-mocking way? Using your footballing prowess here, can you try and come up with it? Because I thought Liverpool were going to be just truly brilliant this season. You didn't necessarily agree with me, but you thought they would be a force.
Yeah.
We were both wrong, me more than you, but we were both wrong. What has happened?
They don't have a philosophy. And it reminds me of what we said about Manchester City last season was this is Guardiola without a philosophy, without a clear identity of keeping the ball, having silky football, high possession numbers. And Arne Slot's fall into a very similar trap. This is a side without any real philosophy. Are they an individual side where you just set up 4-2-3-1, keep it tight and give it to the individuals high up the pitch? That's what Jurgen Klopp did brilliantly at points with Mane, with Salah, with Diaz, etc. But then when they're under pressure, they can't keep the ball. So they're not a possession-based side. They're not great defensively.
No, they're not.
I think they're so poor defensively, they have to go to a back 5 in the next few games. I really mean that. And that, for me, says everything you need to know about his philosophy. His philosophy currently doesn't exist.
And the problem that I have with them more than that is, when things are not necessarily going your way, the job of a manager is to manage, right? Find a way. That's literally what you're paid to do. You manage a way out of a situation. And I gave Arne Slot so much credit when they didn't buy a midfielder. They missed out over the years on the likes of Bellingham, on the likes of Caicedo, on the likes of Lavia. They missed out on player after player after player. They didn't sign anyone significant that window. And he used Gravenberch in a totally different way, redefined him, redeployed him, and won the league. And I was like, that is a manager. Do you know where he needs to do that now? He needs to do it in the back line. Like, when you play Brentford, and full credit to them, we've given them loads of credit, but there's nothing surprising about what Brentford did. What Brentford did is exactly what you knew they were going to do before the referee blew the whistle on the start of the game. They were going to play on the counter-attack, they were going to go long, they were going to be direct, and they were going to really, really amplify set pieces. Yeah. So what do you do as a manager of Liverpool? You work out a way of negating that. How do you stop that? And one way you stop it is, what you don't do is you don't concede set piece easily. You don't give up easy set pieces. What happens for the first goal? Mamardashvili gets the ball and just slices the ball straight out of play. allowing for the opening goal. You know, you're just like, wait,
But you
what?
can still argue. Like I saw a little bit of analysis from Steve McManaman saying, "Oh, Liverpool should be criticised because they're giving away throw-ins." Football is hard to not give away throw-ins. Do you know what I mean? So if you know the throw-ins are coming, because you're going to get 10 a game, you give away about 5 to 10 a game on average throw-ins.
But
a lot
it's
of throw-ins
where
happen.
as well.
It's not great for Mamardashvili. I know what you're saying, but this is Liverpool Football Club. They have to be able to defend a throw-in. This isn't a David Beckham free kick coming in or some sort of cross.
But there is something very, very awkward about throw. You know the way that it kind of goes in. Goes in like a bullet, doesn't it? It goes in at a flat angle.
Yeah.
Like you know the old style throw-ins when sort of we were younger.
Yeah, the loopy ones.
Yeah, they were loopy. You're absolutely right. They were snooker loopy. They were like over the top, weren't they? Whereas what
now
they are now,
they're practicing it.
Now they're
practicing it.
Arrows.
But you still got to deal with it if you're champions of England. I know it's difficult, and you might concede a few here and there. But
this is kind of now going back to the point I was making about the lack of manoeuvring from Slot. He needs to do something, and they didn't do anything. So, for example, if you and I were playing football, you're very good with your back to goal if you're playing football, right? If I'm on your opposition, what I'm not going to let you do is your team win a free kick. Someone's going to pick the ball up, they're going to roll it into your feet, and you're going to roll the defender and shoot.
Yeah.
So do you know what I'm going to do? If I'm in the opposition, I'm going to stand in front of you so the ball can't be played into your feet. Yeah. What Liverpool aren't doing is that simple solution. So, okay, if it's not about giving it up, so Mamardashvili shouldn't be giving it up.
Yep.
Let's work out what happens once it is given up. Maybe you stand a man. Do you remember when you used to just stand a man right in front of the thrower?
Yeah.
Just to upset the rhythm. He can stand where he wants.
Yep.
So you don't allow that complete follow through.
Taller players. Someone like Kerkez, I know he scored the goal. I thought he was poor in the first half.
Game, yeah.
He must be one of the shortest, most diminutive defenders in European football.
That means it's not his fault. That like if
Andy Robertson's taller, he's better in the box. Someone like Joe Gomez isn't bad, and that's what I'm saying. If you know you're bad defensively, which he does know by now, this is 5 losses out of 6, and the only win is against the worst defense in German football right now. You have to. I keep going back to the back 5 as if it's like trying to wind Liverpool fans up, but you get Gomez in there, you get Endo in there, you get Andy Robertson in there. That is a slightly taller, more defensive.
I don't
setup.
think 5 at the back is a genuine proposition from you, though, is it?
I think it is. You get your fullbacks bombing on. I know Frimpong's injured right now. You can play Kerkez, Robertson,
but you
can play Konate, Van Dijk. That's all about.
But you often say that you can't win a league.
But Conte couldn't win a league with you lot when he was playing 4-3-3. You got smashed week in, week out, and then he changed to a 3. It was out of necessity.
Yeah.
He went to a back 3. Right now, it's out of necessity.
Do you know, if I were to say the problems, like a bigger defence is perhaps an answer, but I think it's not really about that. I think it's about they already have big icons on the pitch, and they're not taking the mantle. They're not stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I've done my best to insulate Florian Wirtz from any criticism in the way that I do most new players that come to a league, right? Young, new to a league, new to a language, new to a country, right? I'm generally quite slow with my criticism, but there is a change here. He has to step up. The team are floundering. You're the £100 million man.
He hasn't got it in the locker roars. He isn't that guy. He looks introverted. I'm not trying to say he'll never be a good footballer ever again, because of course he's a top level prodigious talent. But some footballers are quiet, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some at Chelsea that some guys are Lampard and some guys are exactly quiet, and they're maybe respected within the team, but they're not loud.
Andreas Christensen maybe.
Quiet, introverted, introspective people. And Wirtz is an introspective, technical little footballer. But he's not going to drag Virgil van Dijk to a better performance, or Salah or whoever.
Perhaps not.
He's the wrong character profile.
Okay, and I agree with your point, but what about this angle then? I'm not suggesting that Wirtz should be urging Van Dijk to perform, because I agree with you, he's never going to do that. But I think he should be scoring a winner at Brentford. Like that.
Yeah.
He should be doing that.
Yeah.
And I haven't put any pressure on him, but needs must, man. The team are floundering. He's been in the team now for what have they played? 16 games this season, not in the league. 16, something like that. He's played a lot of football now.
Dropped 2 games.
If they're top of the league and it's all going well, then I think you and I can go, do you know what? No pressure on him. He can ease into the team. He can almost have a season. But now he can't. No. So the rules have changed. He has to elevate his performances.
He does. He's
not
being helped though, is he? He's being shafted onto the right at points. He's playing on the right. Obviously helped set up the Kerkez goal.
Position though. He played on the right in Europe when Salah wasn't there.
And I thought it worked.
Played well.
I thought it worked. He can get it on his right foot, whip it round the corner.
Got that lovely angled ball, isn't it?
Let's not worry about Florian Wirtz cutting in off the left and trying to be doing mad things off the left. I mean, he has to be the basic guy now. He has to keep things very simple, man.
Do you know where they lost it? Or part of the... If you cast your minds back to where Liverpool won the league last year, they kind of did it at a canter, but we've all probably got a game where we remember. For me, it was Brentford. It really was. It was at the same stadium last year. Darwin Núñez.
Yeah.
Darwin Núñez. And it makes you wonder, people in this country, like I got so much stick because I said Darwin Núñez was brilliant, right? And I stand by it. People disagree, but I think he's a good player. I think they're missing him.
He's effective.
Effective is good.
The question for me with that is, I get what you're saying. Liverpool Football Club can't have a player of his caliber missing chances, missing open nets. He missed that chance against Villa Park. It was it's almost borderline embarrassing
He
stuff.
scored lethal goals as well. He did do that. All of that is
It's
true.
like Werner for you lot. The way you slag off Werner, he's not a Chelsea player. I don't think Darwin Núñez is a Liverpool player. I think he's so clunky. I think what you're saying about Núñez applies to Diaz for me. Diaz provided so much balance, energy, pressing. This Liverpool side don't press.
Okay, I'll tell you what the difference is then. I will argue, and there's no point in us doing it, but I will argue that Darwin Núñez takes Liverpool to 3 points yesterday. I will argue that. And maybe he does, maybe doesn't. Diaz and Núñez probably do.
Yeah.
Right? And then do you know what the difference is? Diaz and Núñez, however good you think they are, what they are undoubtedly is players at the peak of their powers. Darwin Núñez is in his peak. Luis Diaz is in his peak.
Definitely.
Florian Wirtz and Ekitike are not.
No, they're a million miles off.
If you have two 27-year-olds who have won the league, you're probably more likely to get a performance out of them
than two
21-year-olds who hasn't.
Yeah. Is it too many transfers?
Yeah. Too many, man.
Too many guys in the club, mate.
Yeah.
Too many guys.
That's what it is.
The sausage fest in here, mate.
That
Honestly,
is what it is. But what do you think now for Arne Slot? Like, 4 defeats in a row. I think you and I have differed a touch on our assessments of him. I just thought he was amazing last year. And you didn't necessarily subscribe to the theory as devotedly as I did.
Solid. I think he's ridden the Jurgen Klopp wave. I think he was nowhere near Pellegrini, who won a double in his first season. Nowhere near Chelsea with Jose Mourinho second time round. Some of the kind of middling Premier League title wins, I think he's in the middle of the pack. This isn't a generational Liverpool side. It wasn't a generational points total. They didn't pick up any other trophies. Got smashed by Plymouth Argyle, smashed by Eddie Howe in the League Cup final, smashed by Luis Enrique. So it was a good performance. It was an amazing result for Liverpool to see a Premier League title at Anfield.
What about the context, though, Buvey? Landing at a club, stopping Guardiola, eclipsing Arteta, doing it.
It was Rodri's knee that stopped Guardiola. Let's be real. It was Rodri's ACL that stopped it. It was ACL. Let's see Arne Slot with a full Rodri, a full Arsenal side.
If Man City win 3 leagues in a row, including a treble in that, whoever ends that reign of terror deserves.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then I'm giving them.
But also remember that they weren't even the next best City. Like, then it should have been Arsenal. If someone were to stop them...
That's the one that's really successful, isn't it? Surpassing Arsenal out of nowhere. Liverpool are now 7 points behind Arsenal following their win against Crystal Palace. That was absolutely huge. Where does that leave Liverpool in the title race?
It doesn't quite leave them out of the title race, but it's going to take something spectacular from Liverpool or City now to win the league. I'm actually ready to discount City. I never really thought that City were capable of doing it, and we've seen an example of it this weekend. If Erling Haaland doesn't fire them to a victory, they can't find a victory. There's nobody else to do it. So ultimately, I never really believed that City were in a title race. And then I started to be conditioned because of what people were saying, because of the brilliance of Erling Haaland. But it didn't feel right to me. I'm now ready to dismiss City from the title race. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. Desperately hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they can win it. Am I wrong, Booth?
Well, Arsenal have got this brilliant ability to get 5, 6, 7 goals out of Trossard, out of Moreno. Eze's chipping in with goals, Odegaard, Saka, etc., Gyökeres. And it does feel that if Haaland gets locked up by Aston Villa, which they were absolutely fantastic, Aston Villa, in the game, defensively speaking, resolute. Their right back obviously scores the goal in Matty Cash. Then City have no pathway to scoring a goal, no pathway to winning the game. Is it Doku? Is it Bob? Is it Savinho? Young lads, mate. Cherokee's coming off the bench, young. It's a bit concerning, mate. It is a bit concerning. Arsenal were absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
If you're an Arsenal fan now, you just have to be over the moon. It just feels like it's in the bag for them. Like it's theirs to throw away. And even if you do throw it away, even if you do press the self-destruct button, there has to be someone there to take it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't win it, if you throw it away, if you drop points that you shouldn't drop, someone needs to make the most of those slip-ups.
Yeah.
Who's going to make the most of those slip-ups?
And Arsenal, the side right now, in their prime, with the defence, with the experience, these guys are used to getting high points totals. You're asking Liverpool to get 90 points from now? You're asking Manchester City to get 91 points, 92 points potentially from now. Arsenal are the only ones that conceivably had the experience to do it, enough players in their prime years, a deep enough bench, and the hunger. Is this City side hungry to do it? Of course, every City fan wants to win another league title. The hunger is with Arsenal in a big, big way. Liverpool should be looking a lot hungrier than they are, but they got brand new players. They're a side in transition, weirdly. Arsenal, they're hungry, they're experienced, and they're keeping clean sheets.
No, it feels like we say this consistently. It's another great weekend for Arsenal. It only takes a few weekends. Sometimes it only takes one great weekend, you win and they don't, to win the league. It feels like it's happening every single week for
It's inevitable. It's Mourinho at Chelsea.
It does feel a bit like that, doesn't it?
Does it hit the heights of 95 points and 13 clean, 13 goals conceded, 15? Yeah, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. But it's inevitable every week.
Has it gone from City? Like, you know, when
it's not over
in a non-banterous way. You know, when you come in and you talk about football on various platforms and your own channel and whatever else, and you're like, we can do it, and you see a world in which you can do it. It's over, isn't it?
It's definitely not over for me. I'm not saying we're favourites. I'm not even saying we're above Liverpool necessarily in terms of being favourites. But I'd say 50% chance Arsenal win this league title. And the other 50% is divided between City and Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't think Arsenal are 95% favourites.
No, but I don't
50%,
think...
That's a great... they are the favourites.
I don't think you're 25%.
I think we're 25 and they're 25, Liverpool. There's no one else.
No, there's definitely no one else.
Maybe it's Liverpool 30 and we're 20.
Just don't see how... I don't see how you can watch your team get beat by Villa. And look, I was sitting next to you watching that game. You weren't on your feet. You weren't on the edge of your seat. It felt like a fairly routine victory for a
Villa side that struggled recently.
A Villa side that aren't particularly good.
They've got better recently, don't get me wrong, but they started the season.
But if you're not battering them,
that's worrying.
It's worrying.
But you can lose games in October, Roars, and still win the title.
It depends how far behind you are. Sometimes a team just pulls away at such a rapid rate that it's over, and it feels like
It's not
Arsenal.
great, don't get me wrong.
And it does feel like Arsenal are doing that.